Hello again, it's Garsen, and today we got a little mod spotlight showing off the Dancer Subclass for bards at level 3. We've got 3 different try and takes on it, but as always, show don't tell. Let's see. Gonna go ahead, get a show started right here on the stage, and put a little inspiration, get our initiative up, and Shadowheart, if you would, make the blades sing a horrible song of death. Alright, let's get you going. Time to start the show. Whoa, bam! Oh yeah. Let the dance begin. Alright, so if we come over here. Ooh, come here. There you go. Yep. Pop that off. Now I get a free punch and a kick. This guy's gone. Whoa, bam. Give Shadowheart some serious crazy movement right there. Okay. Come on over here. And no, we're good with that. Okay. So now we can go over here and distract everybody with our cool moves. Hey everybody. And kick you for free. And then distract you. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Nope, no, he's right there. There you go. Look at me. Distract them with the dance of death. Now some evasive footwork. Oh yeah. There we go. Get some reverb going. Haha. Nope. Alright, robot. First I'm gonna kick ya. Hiya. And then we're using a little bit of what is it? Hexblade mod. Don't mind me. Oh yeah. Yeah! Half your health bar. Whatever. No biggie. And then, you know what? We have another attack, yeah. Might as well. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Stab him. Yeah, the blade dancer. The Sanguine Slayer. Oh yeah. Make sure you dance when you kill somebody. Ready? Oh, somebody's upset. Hey, when you're on the stage, you gotta perform. Alright. So much for... Yeah. So the distracting. That's right. I was gonna get confused with the goading, I think. Come over here. What kind of jump was that? All of them have a very high armor class because of that dancing constitution, or what is it? Charisma. Yeah, that charisma bonus. Get away from the sword, then walk back into it. Alright, you need to get away from that bomb. Go ahead, kick this guy to death. Show your moves. Show him your moves. Now insult that one. Alright. Okay. You know what? You too. With the reverb. That's nasty. Okay. Booming blade. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Kaboom. And go ahead, zap him. Pew pew pew. Alright. Nasty. Alright. Oh boy. There we go. Okay, everybody dance. Dance, 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 dance. I love that the mod maker gave this the ridiculous dance on this. Alright, so busting out dancing. Alright, let's reload this stuff. But as always, this is actually more important. We got to shout out. What are we talking about here? We're talking about a dancer mod. This is found in the in-game mod manager. While this loads, I'm going to show you in-game right here. If you go to your main menu, you can go to your mod manager, and this is, I've already got it installed. So I will make a caveat here. I'm going to give a shout out to the mod maker, but just keep in mind you can find this in the mod manager. They say you can't multi-class. As you can see, I did, but I do use external mods as well, third-party mods. So go on in, search dance. It'll be, what is it, 1D&D. Apparently this is from the new edition of 5e D&D. So it's kind of cool that somebody added this, right? And then just go ahead and install it. and then what you'll do is come in game and you'll actually just add it to, it'll be a new subclass, right? So Mod Maker says there's a few problems, but I'll get to it in a second. Basically, it's the College of Dance. Like I said, I believe this is an official D&D new version subclass, so that's pretty cool. Someone decided to put it in the game. I tried it. I initially didn't like it. Now I love it. So, Bard subclass. So at the 3rd level, you can now choose the Dancer subclass. Alright, so what is it? Well, obviously, it's a new subclass for Bards, as I said. Sorry to be redundant. But you can do it in the in-game mod manager like I showed you. And at level 3, just choose College of Dance, which does exclude you. I will mention that this is not a martial subclass like Valor and Swords Bard. So you are missing out on that, but that's why we did some cool multi-classes. So I'll show you those in a moment. But, of course, shout out to the mod maker, Chiz Freak. Instead of, liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate if you guys check this out. I'll drop a link in the description. And if you'd be so kind to endorse them or just say, hey, that's awesome mod, or probably what they're really looking for you to do, and what I'd like you to do is maybe try it out in your honor mode run or your, playthrough co-op. I think it's really cool, but let's do a quick breakdown with what you get. All right, so you gain advantage on performance checks. That's pretty cool. There's actually the harmonium dueler or harmonic dueler. It's a rapier. That would be really good for this. Not to mention other performance checks, like if you're going to use this as the face of your party. Your unarmed attacks scale with dex for attack and damage rolls. This is kind of what drew me to the character. But then I was a little upset initially, but then I got over it. But I was thinking, oh man, I love subclasses that are like kind of looking across the aisle, and you want to multi-class, but you don't want to lose out on your class. So this is kind of like that. I'm looking at Monk, and I get the unarmed attack benefits, right? Now scales with dexterity. So that's what that does. It scales with dex, and it also, the actual dice roll damage on your fists will now scale with your bardic inspiration die. And you get you gain free unarmored kick after using bardic inspiration, which you saw me use a lot with the demo. I forgot to list it here, but your unarmored defenses, just like Monk, and it scales with your charisma, which is another thing that drew me to this subclass. Basically, if we come over here to the armor class, you can see at the bottom there, it says charisma, defensive footwork. So like a monk, I was originally trying to build this like a monk, but like a monk, you can get not only your dexterity bonus when you're unarmored, but you can have your charisma bonus now, which is really cool and synergizes really well with something like, say, Warlock on this dancer over here. But yeah, at level 5, we're going to get unarmed strikes increase, just a little bonus because your bardic inspiration went up, your dice roll, your fist power also goes up, so the more you invest in your bard. And then level 6, you use your bardic inspiration to give allies initiative. So that's what I did at the beginning of the fight. If you actually take a look at improved tandem footwork, you're going to inspire allies. It's a area-wide thing, and so the next combat, if our initiative is +7 right now, we can go ahead, boop, inspire your allies, and you get +10. Okay, so now all my allies, including myself, get a little boost there from initiative. All right, not to mention there's a little caveat there. Let's see. So next combat, they'll have higher initiative, and then you can use a bardic inspiration if an enemy gets close. You saw a lot of reactions during the demo. So if I get close, I guess I was kind of it's backwards, but normally if the opponent gets close, you get free movement and a disengage, right? And then anytime you're using your bardic inspiration die, you get that free unarmed strike. So pretty cool. Level 10, you'll get unarmed strike increase again because your bardic inspiration increase in the class, and then you also get magical secrets at this point. But increased initiative bonus for that little ability, the tandem footwork. And then of course level 12, this is pretty simple. If you've ever used a monk or a rogue, you eventually get evasion, which means spells you dodged won't deal half damage. Instead, they'll just do no damage if you dodge them. So that's a pretty nice bonus, but it's kind of late into the class. I don't know if that's really crazy worth it. So what did I do with it? Some multi-classes. So I'll make one more reminder. The mod maker and on the the mod installation page, he says you can't multi-class, and I do know that I have like modded framework from like Nexus mods or whatever that enhances the script editor or whatnot. I forget what it was a while back, but just keep that in mind. You may not be able to multi-class until I don't know, give it a shot, but don't complain if you can't multi-class like these characters here. Still kind of cool. But if you are modding, just know that apparently it works. I can definitely multi-class no problem. I just think it's possibly that I have the script editor, so, or whatever edition he asks you to do. Go check it out on Nexus Mods is what I'm getting at. But anyway, let's get to some of the fun part. So what were my examples that I went with? Initially, I was getting mad at this mod because, like a monk, I'm crazy about Monk's crazy synergies with how you can buff your unarmed attack. And I thought, oh, this is like a charisma monk. That's so cool. Mechanically, like, you're going to be able to use your unarmored defenses. You're going to be able to raise your use your dexterity on your fist, but you can pop a hill giant strength, get crazy fist damage. Oh man, it should work with like the monk gear and all that, but not really. There's not much synergy going on there. It's just a nice bonus that if you are going more down the route of a Bard Dancer, level 10 here, I can still get like 2 pretty decently powerful strikes in. I wouldn't really build it for that. This is in D&D 5, 1 edition, whatever it's called. Apparently, when I looked this up, helped me understand it a little better, this is more like a mid-range support you know, control characters. So you have things like hold person, hypnotic pattern. Obviously I chose things that would be like, I don't know, influential on a dancer, like fit the theme or whatnot. So anyway, I'll get into kind of like my choices here just for some inspiration. This is more like a Fire Emblem dancer. In Fire Emblem, your dancer isn't really a fighter. They have very weak melee attacks anyway, but they're a good support unit. They're one of the best units in the game. You only usually get one, and they can give you another turn, you know, like haste, and broken later on when they upgrade or get better, they can give multiple players multiple turns, right? So dancers are pretty cool. I know in the Final Fantasy Tactics series, there's dancers oftentimes have powerful debuffs and control spells, so I went for something like that. And then of course, good old Bard lets you just insult people, kill them with psychic energy. And of course, if you use a Bardic Inspiration, you'll actually get a free attack out of that. So if we do this, will it show? Yeah. So I get a free kick now because I used my Bardic Inspiration. Or if someone ran up to me, I would also get my reaction. That would cost a Bardic Inspiration. So I get a free attack out of it. Pretty cool. That's what I went with it. But let's actually look at some of the details here. So high dexterity, high charisma, no armor, no shield, no weapon too, because, well, if I'm going to fight somebody, I might as well get the little benefit of the punches. There's just transmog gear here, but I was going for high spell save DC, right? So 21, there's a lot of spell save DC gear, and also can't hit me. I have, you know, dexterity saving throws or can't be paralyzed or whatnot. Again, the concept here is adding more turns to my allies. I might be the face of the party. I might be able to give like freedom of movement, enhance ability, give myself a better chance for dialogue, or give my pickpocket some better options there too. And then I went with Peerless Focus because I can hold advantage. I have advantage on concentration, so I focused on that too. Some good saving throws with advantage. I'll never get knocked out of my haste. And you mix it with Sorcerer so you can have the twin ability, right? Just need 2 levels for that. And since you're a full caster, 12 levels of casting, you'll have plenty of spell slots to make sorcery points, so you can use that twin spell whenever you want. Okay, pretty cool. The original idea I had actually was the Resonant Blade. So because I used this modded cantrip all the time, the Booming Blade cantrip, very simple mod, we went over it before. Another good reason I like using it. So it synergizes very well when you go to use a cantrip. You can use things like Necklace of Elemental Augmentation and the Potent Robe and the Arcane Synergy, really maximize its benefits. You can throw Thunder on this with the Drake Throat or Elemental Weapon, and then you can use the Shrieking ability to add even more flavor and thunder damage to your build. So why not build a reverb set? Oh yeah, reverb baby. Broken. Alright. But yeah, mad charisma. And the cool thing here is charisma, we're also again unarmored. So we're going to get the charisma armor class benefit. So +5 to armor class. We're going to obviously use dexterity for our weapon. Falarluv is a finesse, versatile weapon, so good fit there. And then if we didn't have someone hasting us, we could use maybe the Dark Fire, kind of haste ourselves. So obviously, as you saw earlier, that just makes Booming Blade obliterate people for like 70 damage per hit or something like that. They get reverb when you hit them with thunder, so you can push them away with Thunder Wave. just absolutely performing and blowing people away on the stage, right? And then of course, if this was your only dancer, you can do the same thing, raise your initiative and your party, and then you can boogie down with the dance. Do, 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 and everybody loves a good dance. It's not exactly what I envisioned, but whatever. Alright, and then last but not least, the Sanguine Slayer. Just, this is not Monk, but if I had to make this the most equivalent to Monk, so Monk is kind of crazy because you can take your Wisdom stat and get Armor class. You can make your punches hit harder with Wisdom on the boots, on the psychic damage, right? So Way of Hand Monk can be really optimized around almost one stat, okay? Well, we already know that Pact Weapon on a Warlock can also be really, like, focus in on one powerful stat, right? So now Charisma is giving us, again, armor class. No armor, no shields or anything like that. And yet we have 20 armor class. You can take this a few different ways. So this is Cloak of Displacement, so I have disadvantage. Enemies have disadvantage and whatnot. This is just the Birthright, Charisma. And then Spellmite Gloves for more powerful Eldritch Blasting. And this is mixed with another mod we'll cover, but I have Eldritch Smite because I have the Hexblade mod. So I have 6 levels of Hexblade Warlock, and I have 6 levels of Dancer Bard. Put these together, and now you can just focus on Charisma. Mod in. There is a unused weapon in the game. It's called the Arcane Absorption Dagger, which does force damage. Thought it was pretty thematically appropriate with the force damage from the Eldritch Blast. So you can get all this if you're modding the game from the in-game mod manager, right? And then mix that with Rhapsody. You know how this works. You know how this works. But you know, it's the standard Eldritch Blaster, but now you can just focus in even more with Charisma because your weapon does Charisma damage from the Pact Weapon. You can add Thunder. You can do Reverb on this set too. I think this is another Reverb. Just cheesing. And then of course Booming Blade. This is what I really wanted to do, and this just destroys things because now you have a force weapon, a force laser, Eldritch Smite, which uses your what is it, your Warlock spell slots. You can just like Paladin smite. Oh my god, 6 to 48 force damage. So just really crazy stuff. And then you have a few control spells and whatnot, elemental weapon, some cool stuff. And if you built a team of dancers, you can all just get a bunch of short rests. How wonderful is that? But yeah, that's just what my examples are. Now go rewind the tape and watch the fight again. Watch the performance. But yeah, once again, I really appreciate the mod maker. It was Chisfreak. Thank you so much for making the mod, bro. Please either endorse it or try out his mod. Hopefully my examples give you a little inspiration, a little bardic inspiration. But as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.